I would ask you the question, how do those actually work?
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of closing costs everyone incurs. Anything that counts as a closing cost can be credited by the seller. So you can't just credit $100,000. There's got to be a certain number, and the seller can credit towards that max closing cost number. So if, let's say, the closing costs are only $15,000 and the seller wants to credit you for this $35,000 roof, that's too much. So what we can do is actually buy the rate down. And what that does is add artificially closing costs. So if you want to buy $1 million house or $1.25 million and the loan is $1 million. Now, if you pay 1 point, which is 1% of $1 million or $10,000, that potentially can lower your rate by 0.5% to 1%. Nothing's exactly right now, but you're lowering the rate for the 30 years. And that is how we add closing costs, asking the seller to credit us towards a decrease or buying down the rate.
Is there a limit on closing cost credits?
The limit is the amount of closing costs. So if you're only at 15,000 before and then the seller gave you an extra 10, now you're at 25, you can get a credit for all of that 25, but you can't go over the total closing costs.